personalizes
more carbon dioxide than
that consumes energy either directly or...
I would like to clarify you about your position on climate change.
I've already made the point that the mechanisms of climate change are still very debatable. If you read the scientific literature, there's a lot to discuss. Myself, I feel that the evidence that climate change is happening and has a strong relationship with industrialization, I think the evidence is quite big, and it's quite difficult to say no to that. The people who do say no to it, let them speak. That is proper in science. Every point of view must clash, because out of heat can come light. So the book is an attack on skeptics, an attack on Greens, and there's another political reason why I think that it is man-made, if I may, and then I'll stop. If it was made in the sun, climate change, I'm afraid that even German engineers probably couldn't do much about it. If we made it, we can unmake it. So you can say, like Hegel, the bad news is the good news. We made it. That's a bit bad news if the planet is really heating up. But if we have confidence in ourselves, and confidence in our ingenuity, in our inspiration, as well as a bit of perspiration, then we can unmake it. And I think the nuclear, the renewable, the carbon capture and storage can do all of that quite quickly. As it happens, we've got a bit of time, more time than Greens allow, and we can also adapt to it. We would love to grow wine in England. We already grow it, and it's rubbish, but a bit of global warming isn't all bad. And obviously we need to solve problems insofar as they get worse in the third world. It's wonderful to see that Greens have now discovered a place called Bangladesh. Not since George Harrison in 1973 has anybody known where Bangladesh is. But now we've got climate change, of course, suddenly we've all discovered Bangladesh. I can't accept it. Africa and Bangladesh need new energy and better flood defences with or without climate change. They need better infrastructure, even if there's no climate change. And it's imperialist just to say, oh, now we've got climate change, we care so much about black people. No, that's hypocritical. Personalises and individualises everything. So sometimes guilt does not favour the concentration. Do I think that the Western interests behind Desertec are lovely people? No. Will they rip off Africa? Probably yes. Will non-governmental organisations weep many tears? Definitely yes. But is the idea of harnessing on a large scale solar power in the Sahara, or in Africa generally, is that a good idea? Yes, it's a great idea. And right now, I'm afraid, multinationals are a bit more organised in terms of engineering than are non-governmental organisations. Very interesting, if people may say, well, look, James, you've just been to a conference where all of these car engineers were wanting to bring more cars around to the world. I must tell you, the feeling in the conference is much more worried about climate change than many Greens. It's rather ironical for me that, all of these engineers are not bothering enough, I think, about climate change, about fixing energy, and are much too worried about climate change. So I think we do need more energy for Africa. Scale is beautiful. Through those big solar power installations, in principle, Desertec is a good idea. I'm sure the capitalists will screw it up, and they're so indecisive they may never build it. But I'm sorry to hear of this unholy alliance in Germany, the land of engineering, to be against such a positive development. We must separate the technology on the one hand from the social relations on the other hand. Technology is a good idea.